Hello, my name is Ada and this is Aimee. We are with TEALS. I'm a former teacher. I was a teacher for a long time, taught for 12 years, somewhere around there. I can't even remember. All the years are blending together. And then the last few years I was teaching, I started to teach computer science because my principal came to me. I was a social studies teacher. Principal came to me and was like, hey, you sponsor Girls Who Code Club. You must really like computer science. I was like, it's cool, you know, I'm here. I get to grade papers while they do this and somebody else teaches them CS. They were like, but you're gonna teach it next year. And I was like, how is that going to work? They said, you're gonna have volunteers in the classroom. They're gonna help you to be able to teach. And I was still a little confused about how that would work, but it ended up working great. And we're gonna tell you exactly how that works and how you can help make a teacher learn computer science.
So talking about the problem with computer science in high schools, raise your hand if your high school did have a computer science class. So if you look around the room, there are some of us, but not 100% of the room actually had computer science at their high school. And the same is true today. Only about 40% of high schools have computer science, even though students want it. 93% of parents want their children to learn computer science. So that's where we come in. Also, there's like a lot of tech jobs. Has anybody been contacted by a recruiter lately? Right, so like trying that like starts in high school, trying to get kids excited about CS so that they go into it and they make a career and they fill those jobs. So TEALS, we are a true industry and school partnership. We work with schools who want to have CS or who want to grow their programs. And we do this with volunteer support. We get volunteers like you to come into the classroom and to help train a teacher in CS, just like Ada was trained in CS. So for the teacher, it becomes like continuous professional development throughout the year. And you all get to help out in the class. You get to meet cool high school students who are really excited about CS. We're able to do this because we work with schools to schedule computer science first period. So you get to come into the classroom, teach computer science, and then go to your day job. So we make sure when we interview schools that the schools we're working with have full buy-in by the teacher and the administration so that everybody has a good experience. And we help schools start one of 3 classes, like an intro to computer science, APCSA, which is Java, and then the newest course, which is APCSP, which is a more broader course that covers a lot of different computing topics.
And the way this works, if you look at this diagram up here, the top left corner is what a lot of schools have as their computer science program, which usually isn't that much at many schools. As you saw, a lot of people did not raise their hands. What TEALS does is we match volunteers, who are the teal people on the screen. Two volunteers could be matched with a classroom teacher. Initially, those volunteers are going to be leading the class. After we have some training with them in the summertime, you would be able to help the teacher learn or teach the material, help the students learn it. The curriculum is there for you. So we have all the lesson plans are made for you. You may have to make slight modifications to them. Eventually, the classroom teacher is able to co-teach with the volunteers. And then as you see, it progresses to where the teacher will be able to teach all by themselves, with the volunteers being more of TA roles in the classroom. That leads to the teacher being able to teach by themselves, no longer needing TEALS. So TEALS is not a permanent thing. We're not there to be with the school forever. We want to help the teacher to learn the material and then eventually be able to hand it off to the school. That leads to a few more progressions here where the teacher can either just keep teaching that one class or might teach that same class a few different times during the school day, or they might come back and, like Aimee said, there's different courses that we offer. They might come back and do that same cycle again and go from teaching just intro to then adding an AP course in the school, or starting with AP and then adding an intro class as well. We have what we call extreme volunteering with TEALS. That is a pretty good time commitment. The time up here, it is 280 hours for the year, which sounds really, really scary. But if we break it down, it's really not that much. It's 2 days a week that we ask for volunteers. So 2 mornings a week that you would wake up a little bit early. School typically starts in New York around 7:45 or 8:30 maybe. Go and teach a class. You can go home, take a nap before work, probably still get to work before everybody else. 2 days a week. For each of those 2 days that you're in the classroom, it may be about an hour to get ready for that class where you're working with your other volunteer members. So it might be that Aimee comes in on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I would come into the class on Mondays and Thursdays. So I would have to find out from her what happened in class yesterday and then, or today if I'm getting ready for tomorrow. So that's about an hour again for each of the days you're in class. We have training in the summertime, 2 Saturdays, about 6 hours each of those times, where we're teaching you about, hey, has anybody here ever been in a class where nobody raises their hand when a teacher asks a question? It happened kind of right now. I'm sure all of you have been in a class like that and not everyone raised their hand. So we teach you strategies of what to do when that does happen, strategies of how to help students figure out the answers without just giving them the answers, teaching that stuff in the summertime. And then we have meetups throughout the year where we're able to meet together and go over some of the strategies, share what's going really well in your class. You can talk about what you may be struggling in your class. These are high school students. Does anybody here know high schoolers right now? Adolescents, you were all one at some point, so you know there's like hormones and all this stuff, so you may have to deal with that. Meetups are great times to share, like, hey, my student did this and I don't know what to do, or they're struggling with this topic. Can anybody explain what you did in your class about that? So 280 hours broken down, it's not that bad. It adds up to about 2 mornings a week that you're coming in, 2 hours for each, 1 hour for each hour that you're in the classroom teaching to help prep for that as well.
So ways that you can help us. First of all, if you're interested in becoming a volunteer, our application is open. You just go to this website, tealsk12.org/apply, and it takes about 10, 20 minutes. We're just interested in knowing your background and about why you're interested in getting involved. But also, you can help us spread the word about TEALS. So if you know that other people at your place of work or other meetups you might be a part of might be interested in this, we can come talk to them. You can also post a flyer at your job. Basically, the flow of the way that this works is people are applying now. We are starting to interview in May, and then you'll get your placement in June, and then you'll get trained and start teaching in September.
And it is a full year of school. So schools in New York, and we're also in Newark, New Jersey, start in September around Labor Day, and then go all the way until mid-June.
Also, we are having an info session tomorrow. If you're interested, come talk to us. We will go into more detail about what this volunteer opportunity entails. And here's our contact info, but please come talk to us. We would love to have you volunteer with us.
Thank you.